Star Wars The Force Awakens may be coming back to theaters for its 10-year anniversary, but is there more to it than just nostalgia? Because honestly, Disney might be testing the waters here. There's something that fans have been begging for, and that is the hunt for Ben Solo. So in this video, we're going to talk about how Disney may be strategic here instead of being celebratory. So let's go ahead and talk about why this re-release of The Force Awakens coming to theater would be something different. So at a first glance, it's not a random anniversary celebration. I mean, it's taken almost 40 to 20-year anniversaries for some Star Wars films to come back to theater, just like Return of the Jedi, The Phantom Menace, and of course, The Revenge of the Sith. And I mean, we can look back and we see that Disney and Lucasfilm have skipped anniversaries before. They don't just re-release a movie unless there's momentum behind it. And if you've even been on the internet recently, you have seen a lot of love for the hunt for Ben Solo. And the buzz around Ben Solo and Kylo Ren has never been higher. Hashtag Ben Solo, hashtag the hunt for Ben Solo, hashtag where is Ben Solo, and hashtag bring him back. It has been trending on social media for like the last couple weeks. There's fan edits, concept arts, and even theories that have been exploding again. So when you look at this timing, it's not hard to think that this re-release is part of a larger strategy. Now Disney could be looking at this in one of two ways. Yeah, a 10-year anniversary, we're going to show The Force Awakens in theaters, but any of the prequel trilogy didn't get 10-year re-releases. And especially for The Force Awakens, this is kind of like a touchy area. Of course, there's some controversy behind it, but whether you like these films or not, it coming back to theater actually sets it for a bigger purpose. So looking at The Hunt for Ben Solo, which was a scrap story, it still matters. So the context behind it, originally pitched by Adam Driver and Ben Soderbergh, the hunt for Ben Solo would have followed Ben after the rise of Skywalker. This would have been more so a redemption-focused story that bridged the sequels to a new era of Jedi storytelling. And of course, yes, they scrapped the idea, but that doesn't mean it's gone. Lucasfilm has revived old concepts before. I mean, the Clone Wars saved old scripts from Revenge of the Sith, The Mandalorian brought unused Boba Fett and Imperial Remnant ideas back to life, and Star Wars ideas never die. They just wait for the right time. And also, if The Force Awakens was the re-release and it performed well, it proves demand for Ben Solo stories. Disney loves data, box office performance, fan reactions, that all equals green light signals. And all across the board, I mean, you can see it in all of Star Wars from the original trilogy and everything in between to the sequels. Fans criticize the sequel trilogy. They talk about the story structure, the pacing, the writing, etc. But we can find this in every trilogy and every story in Star Wars, not just the sequels. And something just to throw in there, I feel like a lot of people forget that the prequel trilogy got shit on for many years. And there's certain crevices of the internet where you can still see that hate still active. So this is nothing new to Star Wars. But the one consistent highlight for mostly everyone is Kylo Ren. I mean, look at the sequel trilogy. If you were to pick one character to come out of this entire story, it's probably Kylo Ren. And I mean, some of the examples that kind of parallel with Ben Solo / Kylo Ren is Attack of the Clones. It wasn't too loved at the release, but Count Dooku in the Clone Wars era became fan favorites later down the line. Another example would be The Acolyte. It gave us Chimere, another dark side character who fans were obsessed with. Star Wars fans have a history of rejecting movies but falling in love with characters inside of them. So regardless of what you like or what you dislike, there's always something that you can pull out of it. Re-examining Kylo Ren's journey through stories can elevate the sequels the same way the Clone Wars elevated the prequels. For instance, the Legacy of Vader comics, I've been really diving deep into those. These make the character of Kylo Ren less whiny, gives his character more context. I mean, we see a lot of those things that the sequels left out, but it's right there in the story. Now, the hunt for Ben Solo can show many things. Learning how the galaxy reacted to his return, and also building a foundation for a new Jedi Order in a believable, emotional way. Now, I'm not saying that Ben Solo should become a Jedi, should become a Jedi Master, any of that. It's more so if Darth Vader can get a redemption arc, Kylo Ren's grandfather, I think this more so could help Ben Solo's character. Not only just getting a redemption, but just getting a more well-rounded story for him. But here are some of the reasons why fans need the hunt for Ben Solo. There's going to be an emotional payoff. I mean, the Rise of Skywalker ended with Ben's sacrifice, but it never gave us that closure. Fans wanted to see the internal conflict resolved, not just implied in redemption. There's a lot of storytelling and legacy balance. If the Acolyte gave us context for the dark side's rise, the hunt for Ben Solo could give us closure for its fall. So if we're going to talk about the first Knight of Ren leading all the way down to the last Ren, There's a lot of story here and there's a lot of lineage that can be discussed. This would also bridge the generational gap between sequels fans and the skeptical fans. It creates something new and it enhances the sequels rather than rewriting them. And it's always funny to see those fans in the comment sections just saying the sequels don't exist. Nah, they do. They very well exist. But at the same time, this right here, you don't have to rewrite them. Just enhance it. And like I've mentioned before, every single trilogy in Star Wars has its problems. Clone Wars for the prequels, Andor and Rogue One for the original trilogy, maybe The Hunt for Ben Solo for the sequel trilogy. Disney also knows and sells nostalgia to a high. I mean, the story continuity builds loyalty, the fans come back, we love it. Yeah, this re-release is a soft market test. I mean, if fans show up, asses in seats, they're voting with their wallets more than Ben Solo content. Now we have to tie in the potential comics, novels, Disney Plus limited series, whatever. This could all tie into Daisy Ridley's new Jedi Order film, Charmin Obeid Chinoy, or James Mangold's rumored trilogy. I mean, who knows? So overall, we may not just be reliving 2015 with The Force Awakens coming back to theaters, but ultimately setting up for a good marketing purpose and bringing back The Hunt for Ben Solo, getting it greenlit. And from what we know, Lucasfilm was completely on board. Everything was passed. There was money involved. There were script writers. There were directors. Everything was set up. But once it got pushed over to Disney, it got shut down. So for me, just to end this, I 1000% agree. Ben Solo / Kylo Ren should come back to light. Give us this movie. This would be a great story. And we've only heard so little about it. I mean, we know the plot. We get the point. But there's so much that could create this story. Adam Driver's an awesome actor. Let's get him back. A good story. So what do you think? Do you think the 2015 A Force Awakens re-release in theaters is a big setup plan? Is it just simply a 10-year anniversary re-screening? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys are liking everything on the channel, go check out the podcast, the conversation that we do on the side. There's a whole podcast tab. Go check those out. We got some Lego reviews, Funko reviews, and of course, lots of new lore and theories. So be sure to subscribe, hit that like button. We will see y'all in the next video. The Hunt for Ben Solo. What do we think, guys? But with that being said, this is the way. Have a good day.